Hello everyone and welcome to the Cherry Heart podcast. I'm Sandra and this is episode 44. This is a crochet and knitting and making type of podcast, and you can find the show notes. I don't know if you can see that actually, it doesn't look very in focus on my screen, but hopefully you can see behind. I've got my little letterboard, and yes, as it says on there, the show notes are on my blog, which is cherryheart.co.uk, and you can either scroll down and just click on the show notes thingy, little button thingy, or podcast and then show notes to get to the latest episode. So that's where you'll find all the links that I mention here, and some more photos of everything I talk about, and links to the Ravelry page and all that useful stuff. So if there's something you want to know, it could well be there. You can also find me around the web as Cherry Heart, and I'm Sandra. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. On Instagram, I'm Sandra Cherry HRT, and I think that's it for the beginning bit. So thank you for joining me, thank you for coming back if you are a lovely returning viewer, and thank you for checking me out if you are new. I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you'd like to subscribe or give me some thumbs up, that would be rather fab too. Yeah, so intro done, check. So before we begin, we'll just do a bit of podmin, a bit of podcasting admin. So there's two things I want to mention. So I wanted to talk about quickly the Bags by Awesome Granny that I spoke about a few weeks ago. Darlene very kindly sent me this absolutely beautiful set that I haven't used because it's a Halloween set and I'm kind of saving it. Although I kind of really want to use it. Yes, so she sent me this lovely set for me, and I've got another set that's going to be in the giveaway that I'm going to arrange when I come back from holiday. So yes, not only have I got one to give away, but she also very kindly said that I could have a code to give to you, to offer to my lovely viewers for her to use in her shop. Now, I gave the code out before, but I'm not entirely sure I gave it out correctly. It's Cherry Heart, it's all together and it's all in uppercase, so just like it is here, and that gets you 15% off in the shop. So I think I had it as capital and lowercase, so one person contacted me and they'd had a problem using it, you see, so I just wanted to reiterate just in case you'd had a problem as well. Darlene said if you put it in lowercase, Etsy will automatically put it in uppercase for you, so it shouldn't be a problem, but she said just give her a little conversation on Etsy if you do have any issues, but she's had some that are working, so hopefully it's okay. But just to reiterate, just in case you had any problems, I thought I'd let you know, because that code is still valid. She's running it through until the summer, so there's plenty of lovely time to get some nice discount on her gorgeous bags. And I'll put her Etsy shop address down here. It's Bags by Awesome Granny and it's on Etsy. So the other thing I wanted to quickly talk about was the Great Yarn giveaway that Helen from Josie Kitten is running. She's raising money for the British Heart Foundation, so she's got a Just Giving page. So the link is in her Instagram, and I'll also pop it in the show notes as well, directly to the Just Giving page in case you're not on Instagram. But yeah, she's raising money for that fantastic cause, and it's been going for a little while, but each time she's been able to raise her target a little bit more. Her new target is £5,000, and I just think it would be really great if we could maybe help her hit that target, because, you know, it's for a fantastic cause anyway, because heart disease is obviously a massive problem and research into it is massively important. But not only that very valid reason of its own, she's also arranged this massive giveaway, and I mean huge. There are over 100 prizes up for grabs, so everyone that makes a donation, I think there might be a minimum amount that you have to make to qualify for the draw, but it's quite low, so £1 or £2 possibly. It will be on her page. Yeah, so everyone that makes a donation of that amount or above gets entered into the draw for this ginormous list of yarn-related fantastic prizes. The Stylecraft blog stars have donated prizes. There's yarn in there, there's patterns in there, there's needles, there's hooks, there's all kind of things in there. So yeah, pop along, do a good thing, make yourself feel good, and maybe win a prize too. It's a win-win situation. But as I say, yeah, this is her Instagram name. So if you look on her account, the link is in her profile, so you can click to it for there. But I'll also put it in my show notes so you can go straight to the Just Giving page from there. So that's a good thing that I thought I would let you know about. Let's move on to what I've been doing, because I've actually finished things. Hooray! I feel like I've had lots of things hanging around on the go for ages, and I've got a couple of them finished off, which feels really good. So I'm feeling a bit more calm about the amount of whips I have, because I've only got three. I've only got 3 at this precise moment in time, although there are another 2 I want to start, so yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on and show you what I've done. So first up, I'm going to show you my socks, because it's tradish to start with socks. Even though this is a crochet podcast, I'm going to show you knitted socks. Trade Descriptions Act. So here they are. Here are my finished sockies. Should have maybe put these on the other sock blocker so you can see this pattern a bit better. These are, I'm going to call them my Toasty Twirl socks, because this yarn is by Homespun House and it's called Warm and Toasty, and I ordered it in January because she had some on her site at the time, and I've loved it for a little while, and I just ordered it and I thought, oh, it's so beautiful, I love it so. Look at the speckles in it, those lovely colours. Let's see if I can get quite close, because some of those little pinky touches and mustardy touches in there. So I'm just trying to see if you can see and if it's in focus. So pretty. Yes, so this is the Warm and Toasty by Homespun House. Anyway, and I loved it so much that I wanted to knit it up straight away. And I wasn't sure, I couldn't find a pattern that I liked. I wanted something, I didn't want to go for completely vanilla because I find those boring to knit. So I wanted a little something going on, but I couldn't find anything that was quite what I wanted. So I thought I would go my own way and I shall make my own thing up. So I've just popped a little cable detail down there. So I've made it fit in with the, what's this stuff called? Ribbing, because I quite like it when cabling does that. And I've just put a little bit, so it's on both sides. So I've just put a little bit of cabling running down, just for a little interest. So you've got lots of nice plain bit at the front and nice plain bit at the back, so it's not constantly interrupting and knitting. It just adds a little bit of interest. And you know, just that sort of thing of you knit rows and then you get to the bit where you have to twist, and then you knit a few more. I don't know, just having that little something to mark off that, oh, I've got to that stage again, that's another few rows down. It just makes it so much more interesting, to me anyway. I'm going to get the other sock blockers quickly. I just wanted to put that on just so I could open it out, because it's actually, it's a cable stitch. See, it's actually got a little gap in the middle there. I just really like that detail. It looks really pretty when they're on, because it stretches it out nicely like this. I just like that. So yeah, so I'm going to call these my Toasty in honour of the yarn, Twirls in honour of my twirly little cable I've got running down the edge there. So I will probably release this as a pattern at some point when I get around to it. It's next on the list after my Garter Ahoy shawl that I am currently finishing off. Yeah, so what do you think? It's alright, isn't it? Bit of interest, nothing too difficult to think about. So I've got a little bit of this red colour on top that I just did for the cast on, just because I fancied it. Little feature that Molly put in with my package, a little mini of this colour. So I thought I'd pop that on. And I was thinking about doing the heels and toes in it, or maybe just the toe, but actually I kind of just like it as a little feature on the top there, and letting this glorious, glorious yarn sing all the way on the rest of the sock. So yeah, 2x2 ribbon mostly, fits in with this twisty pattern. I've got heel flap and garter, no, heel flap, what's it called? Oh my word, heel flap and gusset heel, but I've done an eye of partridge heel with garter stitch edging, and for mine I won't put this in the pattern because this isn't sort of a standard thing. You could always add it if you wanted to. I like to carry my slip stitches underneath now because that's where I get the most wear on my socks. So I carry that along, and then I've just got a nice rounded wedge toe with Kitchener at the ends. So yeah, I thought I might do a little pattern for that. You know, why not? So that's that one. So next I'm going to talk about my cowl. So I showed you this as a work in progress last time I started it, and I'm going to call it my watercolour cowl. So much love for this project. So it's just plain old grannies, good old granny, and it's made with minis, lots of mini skeins. Most of them are for my Nora George advent calendar from last year. I've added a few as well. I took a couple of the brighter colours from the Nora George calendar out, and I just added a couple of other pastel colours from various bits that I had hanging around. And yeah, I just did rows and rows of lovely granny. Let me open it out because it's quite huge. Let me show you. So it's really long, and it's just in a big old loop like that. So this is based on another cowl that I have and that I got from Fat Face, which is actually a woven one, but it's just a big old loop like this. It's ever so long and it's thick like this, and it just wraps around, and it's been the most snuggly lovely thing to wear this winter. I've been wearing it so much. In fact, I'm not even sure it would be much good to wear any other time because I'm sort of worn it to death really. But I just got this nice little picot edge, which is actually my Warm and Toasty yarn again. I thought that'd be a nice little thing to finish it off with even, and I did the same on the bottom. And that's it. Simply simple, simple. Let me show you it on, if I can get it on without making a complete dog's dinner of it, which is by no means guaranteed. There we go. I love it. It's so much sort of material, and it's just so warm and cosy. Might keep that on for a bit. But yeah, I just like that it's quite sort of nothing too bold in the colours. It's still quite a statement to wear, isn't it? I suppose it's still quite a lot of colour going on. But it's quite nice sort of pastel, watery colours. That's what I posted a picture on Instagram, and someone said that it was had really nice watercolour colours. So I thought, yeah, you're right, that is exactly what it looks like, sort of watercolour paints. So I've used that as my name. So thank you, whoever said that, for your idea. I've taken inspiration from you. Oh, it's so cosy. I love it, and it's so squishy. Just folding it up and holding it like that, the squish. So squishy. It's lovely. So I shall pop, I did actually count, there was quite a horrendous number of chains to start actually, so it is quite, well, you saw how big it was, and that's folded in half effectively. So it's almost like a sort of making a blanket really, by the time you've gone all the way round. It's quite a long row, but not off-puttingly long. I found, you know, it took a while to do one, but not too long. But of course you only have to go to a certain height, so it's really not too bad. I think I did, I can't remember how many shells round I did, but I think I did 50 rows, not including the little finishy bit, but 50 rows of shells. I shall pop it all in the Ravelry page, and I shall pop the link to that in the show notes for you, in case you're interested. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I've done. That's finished. So these socks I have had on the go since the end of January. What? Can you believe it? I know. It's a staggeringly long amount of time for me to have socks on the go. I'm not saying it's a long amount of time generally, maybe you like to take your time with socks, that's perfectly fine, I understand. I'm just saying, for me personally, having something hanging around that amount of time makes me, because I feel like they're never going to be done when I leave them for a bit. I've spoken about this before. If you are a returning viewer, you will know that I just like things to move along. I can't have too many whips because I like to see progress on each one. I can't handle the inaction. But anyway, so it's done now. Started in January, finished in March, but now I feel a bit better about it. And this one didn't take quite so long, but it was sort of all caught up in that difficult time of when I had things that weren't really moving. So it feels like it's all part of that that's now moved through, which is good. And irrelevant, so let's shut up about that. So let's show you my works in progress now. So first up, I've got an embroidery one. So I've shown this before, but I just want to show you where I've got to now. So I am joining in with Chrissy of Chrissy's Crafts, who is doing the Good Intentions Sew Along, so hashtag Good Intentions SAL. And we're each doing a little hoop with our little Good Intention motto for the year. And this is mine, which I have shown you before, so you know my little motto if you've been here before, but I just want to show you. I'd done the couching before and I'd done the leaves, but I've added these roses now. Look at this. This is literally embroidery magic. I cannot embroider. I've barely done any before. I don't know what I'm doing. And look what I have created. This makes me look like a blooming genius, I tell you. That is the power of Chrissy and her tutorials. Because I had no idea how to even begin to think about making those before I watched her tutorial. And now I can make these most beautiful roses. That's magic. That is literally the most magical crafty thing I've ever come across. Because they look, I hope you won't find this boastful, but they look blooming good. And that's got nothing to do with my skill, because I've never done it before in my life. So that is all down to how easy they are to do and how well she's talked me through doing them. Yeah, I'm well chuffed with them, I have to say. So yeah, so it's been really good. I was just saying to Chrissy last night actually that I never would have attempted anything like this. This feels quite ambitious in terms of embroidery goals for me, but I wouldn't have attempted it without her sort of saying, we're just guiding through and making it seem so easy, and it kind of is easy actually when she talks to you and shows you, and she kind of makes it sort of seem much less of a big deal. I guess when you haven't done something you build it up a bit, don't you, and think, oh no, it's all going to go wrong, or I won't be able to do it and I'll make a mess of it and that'll make me frustrated and the whole experience will be unpleasant. But she just talks you through it and you think, actually that does sound quite easy. And she's like, don't worry about this, don't worry about that. If this goes wrong, just do that. Yeah, okay. That does sound like I could cope with that. And I kind of think I have a little Chrissy on my shoulder as I'm stitching away. So I'm sort of thinking, should I put one here? Is that the right place to put one? Oh my God, I might mess it up now. It looks okay so far, but what if I mess it up now? And I can imagine Chrissy on my shoulder saying, well, don't worry about it. Just put it in. And if it's not right, just snip it out. It's just thread, she'll say. It's just thread. You can just snip it out. I think, yeah, it's actually all right. I can relax. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to make embroidery magic, absolute bona fide magic, check it out. Chrissy's Crafts on YouTube. But yeah, so I'm really, really, really enjoying that. So I think we're doing buds next. Buds and possibly some sort of leaf as well. So I possibly might need some more flowers on there. I was wondering actually, let's get your opinion while you're here. I was wondering about adding a couple of yellow ones. What do you think? Because initially I thought I would, and then I got that far and thought actually it looks quite nice as it is. So do you think yellow ones? Maybe just one or two or three? Maybe just a couple? Yes or no? What do you think? This is about the best yellow I've got. The other ones are really bright and garish. This is sort of the nicest yellow. maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so I thought I'd leave it at that for now and see what the next stage is, because I can always come back and add more later if I need to. But yeah, let me know, yellow or not. I don't know. So I've got that on the go. What's my other whip that I've got on the go? So I'm just trying to put this lid on without making a horrendous racket. Gentle, gentle. Right, my next on the go is in my Jules Happy 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 bag. And it's all my lovely minis again still, because I am obsessed with minis and scrappy projects. So when I was making this, I crocheted up some squares with these to go in my Battenberg blanket, and I've done some grannies, crocheted this granny cowl with these, but what I haven't done is knitted with them yet. And as I was crocheting them along in this, I was thinking, oh, I wonder how this would look knitted up. And I still had quite a few little scrappy bits left. So let's show you them all in here. I'm sure you can really imagine what a load of minis rolled up in balls in a bag looks like. Really. But you want to see them because they're so pretty. Yeah. Anyway. Should I just tip them all out? Would that help? Useless. Anyway, suffice to say I've got lots of pretty coloured bits of yarn in here, like this. And I wanted to see what they'd knit up like, so I decided I could whip up some scrappy socks using my little leftover scraps. Because I love scrappy socks. The pair I have are my absolute favourites, and I wanted to make some more. And I thought all these little bits, although they won't be enough to do a massive amount of stripes, there's still a sort of reasonable amount of them left. So you can get a few rows out. Even the little ones I'll be able to get a few rows. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing them not two at a time, sort of joined together, because I don't like that. I can't get on with that method. But I'm doing them consecutively. So I've got my 2 needles. Look at all the ends. I'll sew a few in a bit, but I just wanted to get going with it. Yeah, I'll do them consecutively so that I know that I've got enough yarns to make enough yarns. Oh, slow down. So that I know that I have enough of the yarn to make the same number of rows on each stripe on each sock, because I could do them completely scrappy and do them different, but that's not really my preferred method. It's not really my bag, baby. I prefer to have them more the same. So yeah, so what I do is I'll sort of knit until I think I might be roughly halfway, and then I'll knit up on this other one just to make sure. Knit the same amount of rows, and if I've still got yarn left I might add another row on each one, or you know, I guess there might come a point where I'll have to undo a bit of one to put onto the other one, but I haven't got to that yet. So far I've been okay. I've always been able to knit a bit more than I think. So this, I had quite a big bit of this one left, so I used that for the cuff, and I managed to get quite a decent cuff size out of it, so that was okay. And then I've just done a few little colours so far. So yeah, I'll just keep adding stripes to it and see how far I get. I'm pretty sure I've got more than enough here to make a whole pair of socks. So I'll just carry on in that way, in quite a random way, adding little stripes. I think the idea is that they won't necessarily all be the same width stripe, because it will depend on obviously how much I've got of each colour to pop in. I thought it might be nice to have a bit of a sort of mishmash of stripe width, so I was planning quite a thin one next, because this one was quite thick, so I'll plan a thinner one next. And what I'm doing as well, because obviously I'm going to have quite a lot of ends to weave in, because I can't just carry the yarn up because I'm going to use all different colours. What I'm doing as well, slightly radical, but I've ended this row at the other end. So far all the row ends have been this end. But I thought I'll end this end so that I don't all weave all the ends in one place. I thought I'd mix the sides up a bit. So technically this stripe will be a tiny bit fatter on this side of the sock than it is on this side of the sock. That is my Bertram, who is running around at the garden barking at everything he sees or hears. So I hope you can't hear that. I hope he's not being too loud. Kids though. Kids and pets. Oh, now next door's dog's joined in. Great. Keep it down, you pair. Trying to podcast. So that's on the go, and then the only other thing I've got on the go at the moment is my Battenberg Blanket, which I haven't done anything on for a while, but I thought I'd just bring up and show you because I have done something since you saw it last. And you saw it ages ago, so I thought perhaps you wouldn't mind seeing it again. I've lost a ball. So, as I was saying, Battenberg Blanket. Yeah, I haven't actually done anything for a while on this one, but I thought I would just show you because I don't think I showed you that I'd squared it off before, did I? I hope not, otherwise this is going to be very repetitive. But yeah, so this is the entire width of the blanket, and all I've got to do now is finish off the length. So obviously it doesn't fit in one go, so I'm holding it all folded up for you because it's almost bigger than my wingspan. In fact, it is slightly bigger than my wingspan, and that's making my arms hurt. I really want to get back and be joining some more of these on because, well, partly because I love this project more than pretty much anything else I've ever made. It's just so lovely to work on. But also, it's been a while and I want to see it grow some now. So yeah, so I thought I would bring that up and show you. That's my only other whip. So 3 whips at the moment and 2 that I want to do. Somebody would not be denied the camera. He demanded to have his moment, didn't you? Oh yes, look at me, I'm so handsome and much more interesting than this woman who is droning on about garbage. So self-obsessed, Bertram. Unbelievable. Right, so yes, Bertie and I shall tell you about patterns in progress. What do you think, Bert? What do you know about it? First up is what? Yeah, so first up is just my vintage Sweethearts blanket, which looks like this. I'll just pop that in so you know what I'm talking about in case you've never heard of it. It's currently a crochet along. It's in the Crochet Now magazine. It's their 2017 to 18 crochet along. The last part is just coming out at the moment. Not everyone has got their copy yet, so I can't release it quite yet. Yeah, it's only just come out. I've got a copy, but I don't think all of them have come out yet. So I'm going to have to hold on before releasing that a little bit. I was hoping to get it out at the end of March, but I think because I've only got a little while now until I go away, I don't think I'm going to have time to give the magazine enough time to have got out before I go away. So I think that's going to have to be April now. So if you're waiting for to buy that digitally online, which I will be releasing it so that you can buy it that way, but I do have to wait till the crochet along in the magazine has finished. So that will have to, the release of that will have to be in April now. So yeah, so if you're waiting for that, just so you know, I have had to move it back just a couple of weeks while I'm away, because I won't be able to get it out before now. But yes, in April that will be coming. So if you're waiting for that one, I'm sorry it's taken this long, but obviously part of the deal with the magazine is that it is available in the magazine in the first instance. So yeah, but once that is done, they'll be starting on a new cowl soon, which I believe is a fellow blog star. Yeah, so once that's completed, I'll be able to get my digital download out, which will be good. So that's on its way, and then my Garters Ahoy, which I quickly spoke about, again, that's not quite ready yet. That's going through editing and testing, and then that will be out, and then after that I'll probably just get the sock pattern out. So that's all that's coming on the horizon there. So the last thing to talk about is incoming goodies. So I haven't got many incoming goodies this week. Do you know, I've been very good this year, with the exception of Unravel, which I spoke about last week, and the goodies I got there. I've only actually brought 2 other skeins of yarn this entire year. So one of them was the Warm and Toasty from Homespun House that I brought in January, and the other one is this one that I brought the other day. And this is by Lay Family Yarns. Let me just get that in and show you, because that is quite pretty. I'm not sure it's doing the colour justice. What are you doing? Are you going? What are you doing? You can't. I know, I've got to show it. Got to stroke you as well, have I? Otherwise, what will happen? So it's called Apple Blossom. So we've got this beautiful, subtle, sort of almost minty, but obviously appley green. Those lovely little blossomy pink specks. And then it's got this really nice, I really like this kind of mink brown sort of mini that came with it. I'm not sure I even realised that when I was buying it, that it came with the mini. But that is really beautiful. It's a really lovely set. And again, a nice beautiful label. So Lay Family Yarns, I haven't, this is the first time I've tried them. I haven't actually tried them before, but I heard, who's been talking about them? Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, Starry Eyes Ali on Instagram has been talking about them. And someone else was as well. So I thought I'd have a little look and see. So yeah, I really quite like that. So I'm obviously thinking socks. That's really pretty. So yes, that's my only purchase. So it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It's the standard 100 grams, or 425 metres actually, so little, one of the lighter ones. And that's Lay Family Yarn on Etsy and Instagram. So yeah, that's pretty. And that's it for my incoming goodies. So last minute stop the presses incoming goodies. I had to show you. The post person came, the post was delivered. Look what is inside. My lovely Betsy Makes bag. He is so excited. So that's Sam, in case you don't know, my lovely friend, Sam of Betsy Makes, who is on Etsy, Betsy Makes on Etsy. She was talking on her podcast about these bags that she'd been making, and she had a few different designs. And I saw this one and I was like, I really want one of those. I'm going to have to go and stalk her now, stalk her updates. So yeah, she's got this beautiful, beautiful canvas on the bottom, which feels really nice. And she's made 2 pockets on either side, so they're always super handy. She's got the lovely drawstring, which I love, that's my favourite. It makes a cute shape and it's easy. You don't have to worry about yarn and zips and tangling and catching and scariness of any kind. But I also really love that she makes her bags so that you can do this. So they are nice little bucket basket type things then that you can just work out of. Because you've got so much space, you can see exactly what's in there. You don't even need to take the yarn out of there, you can just leave it in there and work out of it. It's so easy, and then just flip it up and you're ready to go. Oh, so happy with that. Thank you so much for sending it out, Sam. I was just going to get it off of her next time I saw her, but she's very kindly sent it out to me. She's such a sweetheart. But yeah, I'm going to use that for my my new scrappy socks, I think. I know I've got a pair on the go, but I'm going to have another one on the go. I'm going to make some with Erin from Holland Handmaid's yarn. So yeah, happiness. But yes, I'm not sure if she's still getting in her shop actually, showing you this. I always feel bad when I'm like, I got this, but you can't get one anymore. I think she might have some left. I'll have a look and I'll put it down here if she has, but yeah. Because they're so cute, aren't they? Love it. Okay, I'll stop showing you now. That's enough. Oh, the other thing I was going to ask you, actually, is I'm going on holiday soon. I'm going to the US of A. We're going over to California actually. My husband's got some family out there, so we do sometimes go. But yeah, we've got a bit of a family event on out there, so we're popping over to there for a couple of weeks. So that will be really fab. So obviously the most important thing that I need to know is yarn shops. Where do I go? What's the best stuff to get while I'm out there? I'm kind of, because I've been sort of not considering buying from American indie dyers lately, purely because of the cost involved, because of the exchange rate, because of the shipping, and because of the duty that I have to pay. It sort of works out incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. So I kind of have been avoiding even looking at that, so I'm not drawn into temptation. But I'm now thinking, well, maybe I could order some stuff and get it delivered while I'm out there, or maybe even order it a bit before and get it delivered and collect while I'm out there. So that's rather exciting. So Americans, Californians, tell me your favourite yarns and what I should be looking at, because I'm going to need some holiday souvenirs of a yarny kind, I think. So yeah, we're in the kind of Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach kind of area. So any actual shops that are kind of in that area or within a reasonable travel of that area would be very good. If you have any recommendations, that would be fab. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have time to squeeze in a bit of yarny treats for Mummy. I think so. So yeah, let me know your recommendations, that would be good. Let me know, eh Bert? Yes. You've been very visible in this episode, aren't you? Standing up loud and proud. Yeah, I think that's it for me actually. So hopefully I'll try and make this one a little bit shorter, which might be nice. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll have another chance to podcast before I go. I might do, I might not. So it might be a little while before I see you next, we'll see. But either way, have a lovely time, look after yourselves and enjoy some happy crafting time. Okay, bye. He wants to come in. Come on then, Trouble. Yes, I know. Yeah. Go sit down there. Yes, you're a good boy. Yes, you are. Go sit down, because you're mucky. Right, so Battenberg Blanket. No, hey, get down. Go and sit down. Go sit down, because you're mucky. Go sit down. That's better, good boy. So, as I was saying, so the next section is patterns in progress. Bertram, go and sit down. Go and sit down, sausage. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Go on in your bed. Don't get out because I'm not looking at you anymore. Get in. Get in the bed. Go and get in the bed. Bertram Wilberforce Worcester, get in your bed. Oh, you're such... Come here, let me check your paws. Dirty dog. Ugh. You are such pain.